Hey everyone, welcome to another installment of Harry Potter Theory. Today we'll be discussing why in Merlin's beard, Dumbledore didn't share his knowledge about Basilisk Fangs with Harry before he died, something which would have arguably made things much easier for Harry, Ron and Hermione as they attempted to knock off Voldemort's Horcruxes. Now, Basilisks and their fangs first came to our attention in the second installment of the series, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Sometimes referred to as the King of Serpents, this enormous reptilian creature was first bred by the dark wizard Herpo the Foul. The basilisk that guarded the Chamber of Secrets was once owned by founding member of Hogwarts, Salazar Slytherin. Most basilisks had the ability to live up to 900 years old, although it's said that Slytherin's basilisk was closer to 1,000 years in age. These creatures were green in color with impenetrable scales and could grow up to 15 meters in length. As they were essentially giant snakes, witches and wizards who knew Parseltongue could communicate with them. In addition to being enormous, basilisks had the ability to kill people with their stare and petrify those who came into their peripheral vision. They also had rows of incredibly sharp, poisonous fangs, which we find out, much later in the series, have the ability to destroy Horcruxes. In fact, we see Harry use a Basilisk Fang to destroy Tom Riddle's possessed diary, which, as we later learn, was indeed a Horcrux. Of course, this is something that Harry doesn't become privy to until much later. So why is it that Dumbledore didn't shed some light on this particular subject before he passed? The answer is likely twofold. Firstly, since he bequeathed Godric Gryffindor's sword to Harry upon his death, Dumbledore likely felt that this was enough of a weapon to help Mr. Potter and his friends take down the remaining Horcruxes. It's worth mentioning that the Sword of Gryffindor was only able to destroy Horcruxes since it had absorbed venom from the Basilisk in the Chamber of Secrets when Harry killed the beast with the sword. But in any case, Dumbledore knew that it would enable Harry to destroy additional Horcruxes. So that's the first part of it. He didn't need to tell him about the abilities of the Basilisk Fangs because he had left him an alternative weapon. Which brings us to the fact that, not only did he not tell Harry about the Fangs, he didn't explain why he gave him the sword either. Harry was left to uncover its value in his quest to defeat Voldemort. But even though Dumbledore didn't tell him about the sword, he was able to signify the importance of this item in his will in a much less conspicuous way than would have been possible with the Fangs. Leaving the Sword of Gryffindor to a Gryffindor student, a student who was arguably his favorite, kind of checked out. A bit eccentric and over the top, but it didn't give away what he intended Harry to do with it. By contrast, if Dumbledore had left him a pile of Basilisk Fangs or instructions to go back into the Chamber of Secrets to grab a bunch, it's likely that word would have gotten back to Voldemort, and he would have been on to their hunt for Horcruxes. As it were, Voldemort didn't realize until much later that Harry, Ron and Hermione knew about his Horcruxes and were hunting them down. So it would seem that Dumbledore didn't explicitly tell Harry about the capabilities of Basilisk Fangs because he didn't want to reveal his plan, and he had already provided him with a less obvious alternative to destroying Horcruxes. And with that, we've come to the end of another video. What did you think? Do you agree with me? Please share your thoughts in the comments below, and as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, remember, it does not do to dwell on dreams and forget to live.